Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. It's Winnie here again in another video. And in today's video, we are going to be learning how to make this free Bubu dress with a plain fabric at the down part and a kaftan collar. Okay. So without too much talking, let's get to the honey of this video.
I love you. Hey beauty, welcome to my channel.
I used about 3 yards of Ankara fabric for this dress and 1 yard of plain red fabric. So I folded my fabric into 4. This side is on fold, the upper part is on fold, and the side is open. So now the first thing I'm going to do is to measure out the length of this Ankara fabric, where I want the fabric to stop, and I just took away 20 inches from my full length and I marked out the remaining. So feel free to do anything that you like. Just mark out where you want the plain fabric to start from. So, and that is what will be your length for the Ankara or Kampala fabric that you are using. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, kindly click the subscribe button, like my videos, share with your family and friends, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any other video. Do well to like my videos, share, and thank you. So now I've cut out the length, and the next thing I'm going to be doing is to cut out the neckline. This is so I went in by 3.5 inches because it's for a plus size, and the neck depth for the back is 1 inches. So that's what I'm trying it right now. I'm going to cut that out, and the neck depth for the front I used about 8 inches. You can do more if you like. And then I'm connecting the V shape because it's a V shape in front. So now I'm done doing that, and we don't need to cut out a sleeve. So to cut out the front neckline, you need to open it up like this so that the front and back are separate, and then you cut out the front neckline. Because this is a Bubu dress, we don't need to shape the sleeve. It's just going to be like this. It's only the neck that we need to cut out, and that's what we've done. So now it's ready. So the next thing I'm doing is to measure out the red fabric. I measured the width of the Ankara fabric, and now I'm measuring out the length of the where I want the red fabric to stop, which is my full length measurement minus the part that the Ankara fabric has taken, and that's what I'm doing right now. So I folded this red fabric into 4, so that's why I could measure out the width, because if I just make it so long, you are not going to see what I'm doing. So what I measured now is the length, while the side is the width area. So I'm cutting it out now, and then I'm going to place it on it again and cut out for the back. You're going to cut for the front and for the back. Sorry, I folded it into 2. So I measured out the width of the front and the back, and then I cut out the neckline. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to take your Ankara fabric and place the red fabric on it, right side facing right side, and go on to sew it with 1/2 inch seam allowance. You're going to do the same thing for the back too. So now this kaftan is going to have a belt at the side, but for this belt we are going to place it at the back, because most of our belts are always in front, but this time around, because this is a Bubu dress and we are going to be sewing it from the right side, the belt has to be at the back. So I just went ahead to draw the line where my shoulder is, and then I'm marking out my bust measurement divided by 3, and I want to measure out where the waist is, so I'm marking it out, and then I marked out my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 3 inches. So that is where I'm going to be placing my, okay, I went down by 1 inch from the waistline. So, and I marked my waist divided by 4 plus 3 inches. So I'm doing that on the other part. I marked out my starting point where my neck is starting from, and then I measured out my waist plus 1 inch, and then I measured out my waist divided by 4 plus 3 inches and marked that out. So that is where I'm going to be placing my belt. Just going to place it like this so that by the time I sew it, it's going to fold inside like this. Just watch what I'm doing and you're going to get it. So this is how I'm going to place my belt, and I'm going to sew it on it. So now you're going to go ahead and iron the place that you joined, open it up and iron it properly, which I've done, so that it can have a seamless finish. And then the next thing I'm doing now is that I want to pin this belt inside, because we are about to shape the front and we don't want the belt to be sewn together with the fabric. Alright, it's going to be double work. You have to be losing and losing. So I'm just pinning the belt inside, and then I folded my fabric into 2. So from the middle of the back, I'm measuring out the neckline, the round neckline, and that is what I'll be using to cut the collar for the neck. So after measuring your neckline, whatever you have there, you're just going to use it to cut out the collar. So this is about 29.5 inches, and now I am going to take a piece of fabric. I've cut it out, so to that 29 inches I'm going to be adding like 5 inches to it, because the collar did not just sit on the neck, it came down a bit. So I'm going to add about 5 inches to the 29 inches. So the width is going to be about 5 inches. So by the time I fold it to be 2.5 and half inch for joining, so it will just remain 2 inches on the neck. So now I've marked out my 29 inches, and then I'm going to add the 5 inches and cut it out. So now I want to measure out the width of 5 inches. So that unfold is going to be 2.5 inches, and then I'll use the half inch to join to the neckline. It's going to remain 2 inches for the collar. So I'm placing notches on both sides so that it can be easy for me to work with when I'm joining it to the neckline. So you need to put a very soft interfacing on this collar, and that is what I'm cutting out right now. It has to give it a structure. You don't want it to just be folding on the neck of the person. So I have just cut out the interfacing. It's a very light one, and I'm going to iron it on it. I've ironed it and I've folded it into 2. So now the next thing I'm going to do is the place I notched earlier, I'm going to match it up with the mid back and then pin it all round. Going to match it up with the mid back and pin it to the all round on both sides of the neckline. So just watch what I'm doing closely and you're going to understand it very well. So once I'm done spinning, I'm just going to go ahead to stitch it all around, and the collar will be ready, and then I'll teach you the next step. If you've gotten to this point and you are still not subscribed to my channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any part of my videos. Like my videos, share my videos with your family and friends. If you are new to this channel, you are welcome. Welcome to the channel of beautiful people. We are happy to have you here. So I have I've joined the neckline, and now I'm going to place a notch very close to where my stitch stopped, so that it can be easy for me to work with. And then just watch what I'm doing. I'm going to place one on top of each other. Actually, I'm meant to put one inside and place one on top of each other, so that that one that is on top will fall at the middle, and then you're just going to fold it and run a stitch all around. Watch it closely and you're going to get it. So this shorter one on the right side, you're going to take it inside. I'm just trying to mark out the middle so that I can get where the middle is, so it can guide me on work when I'm working with it, so that my collar can be at the middle. The one that is coming to the front, it should sit at the middle, shouldn't bend to the side. And then you arrange it properly. You can pin it down if you want, which I'm doing now, and then you take it to your sewing machine and sew it all around. So once I'm done doing that, the next thing is to shape the fabric. Like I said earlier, you're going to mark this fabric on the right side, and you're going to sew it on the right side because it's a bubu dress. So I'm using the crease at the back, the folded part at the back, to mark out the middle. And then now I'm going to come down from the shoulder by 13 inches. I used 14 inches here because it's a plus size, but if the person is on a small size, you can use 12 inches. You can come down by 12 inches, but here I used 14 inches. And on that mark, I'm going to mark out my bust measurement divided by 4 plus 3 inches allowance. That 3 inches allowance is just for ease, alright? It's just for ease, because a bubble dress is not a tight dress, so it has to be very, very free. And now, after marking out the bust, I'm going to mark out where my waist is stopping, and then on that line I'm going to also mark my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 3 inches allowance, which is what I'm doing right now. My waist divided by 4 plus 3 inches allowance. So I'm joining the bust to the waist, and from the waist part I'm going down by 10 inches because this is a plus size. If it's for a smaller size, you can go down by um you can go down by 8 inches, but here I'm going down by 10 inches, and then I'm going to mark it out and connect that to the waist area. So I'm just going to mark that line and just mark it straight down. So from the point where we joined the plain fabric, I'm just going to go down by 3 inches, and that is where my marking is going to stop. So I'm just going to go ahead and stitch on the points that I've marked now. And I'm also going to do the same for the other side of this dress. To join from the bust area to the point, and I'm going to leave the rest open, so the rest is going to be a slit. So we are done. I hem the down part and the sides. I'm going to hem the down part and the sides, the open sides of the bubu, and yeah, going to give it a good press. And this was the final look. I hope you were able to learn one or two things from this video. So when you tie the belt at the back, it's going to give you a little shape. Thank you guys for watching. Till I see you in my next video. I love you and I care. Bye.
Papa.